Okay, this is the video walk around, startup, check all the lights video for the 2005 Honda CBR 1000 RR in the special Repsol edition. I'm the original owner of this bike, and shortly after acquiring it I needed neck surgery and haven't really been able to ride a sport bike for longer than half an hour since, so I've gravitated towards adventure bikes. But I've kept this in my museum collection since 2005 because it's just such a badass bike and looks really cool too. I'd also bring to your attention that the bike has only 1,800 miles on it, and since bringing it out of the museum status, I have put brand new power pilots on that have 0 miles on them. Engine oil and filter has been changed. The front brakes have been flushed and replaced. The rear brakes have been flushed and replaced. The hydraulic clutch has been flushed and replaced. And the coolant has been flushed and replaced. So the bike is like brand new with only 1,800 miles on it. So I'll do a walk around and talk about some of the features. You have these huge dual 4-piston calipers on huge floating disc brakes. One finger from triple digits is all you need to stop. I'll also show you here, you can see that the mileage is 1,814 miles, which is pretty phenomenal. There's nothing wrong with the bike anywhere, everything works. And for those who aren't familiar, the suspension setup on these is very advanced. You have slow speed compression dampening and high speed compression dampening at both the top and the bottom of the forks. Honda has built in a electronically controlled hydraulic steering dampener that, based on what gear you're in and the RPMs of that gear, operates totally in an automatic mode, and it does a really good job of stabilizing the bike the faster you're going. A nice feature also is the hydraulic clutch. It makes just one finger clutch work possible. So, well, I got the sun is really low this time of year. It's about 32 degrees outside. So if you look at the color of the orange, when I do the shadow, when it's in the shadow, that's what all the orange looks like on the bike, but the sun washes it out. So I just want you to know there's no sun fading. It has tank stoppers both sides of the tank just for extra grip and traction. It has the frame savers, and these ones here were special because they came with mounts so that they could be put on and none of the plastic cut or damaged by drilling a hole in it or anything like that. And also on the back of the swing arm, I put on the swing arm spools so that the bike can be held with a stand like this to work on just chain, whatever else you need to do, with the tire off the ground but the bike sitting on its own weight to compress, the suspension. This is the first year of the CBR 1000 RR in the Repsol, and it's his first generation that had the undertail exhaust system that I think looks really good instead of the ones that are hanging off the side. And you can see it's really clean up under here because the bike just hasn't had any use. So I'll do a walk around. You can see the tank shelter, they call it. This is a shelter that goes over the metal tank. I'm sorry for the shadows. See, there's no damage. Bike has never been down. All the plastic is perfect. Got one hell of a swing arm here too. And you can see that after I renewed the plate a couple times, 2 years at a time, while it was in the museum, I said heck with it, and I just let the plate expire because I wasn't driving the bike and had basically made my transition at that time fully over to the large bore adventure bikes that have a more comfortable standard seating configuration. And believe it or not, in the 800 miles, easy miles that I drove this, the chain has never needed to be adjusted even once. You see all the plastic is perfect. Now what you're looking at here, that is bright red. It's just all the sun reflecting around. And when you go to bleed your hydraulic clutch and put new fluid in it, everything's exposed, so you can do it without taking a single piece of plastic off of the bike. And again, on this side here you see the tank stompers for your knees to squeeze against. Here is the VIN, and I don't know, yeah, that's pretty tight. I can't squeeze it down. I'd say the bike is like 99.8% perfect. And I'm just saying that because there might be a little chip or scrape somewhere. And again, the color of the orange you see when my body is shading the gas tank is the color of all the orange. I mean, even when I'm looking at it while I'm filming this, the bike looks normal with my eyes, and then when I look at it through the camera it looks faded out, but it is not faded out. So again, only 1,800 miles, and it's been in a climate controlled museum since the year 2005 that I got it, because I only rode it for the miles that you see on the thing and then had the neck surgery and never went back to a sport bike. But it's one of the flashier modern motorcycles in the museum collection. So be sure and read all of the ad text, because I never get everything all in the ad text and I never get it all in the video. And please look at all the still pictures, and if you have any questions after doing those three things, feel free to contact me. Thank you.